The Jews of Karachi, Pakistan. How did the Jewish community flourish in Karachi? What role did they play in building this city? What influence did they have in Pakistan's politics? And how did Jews make their way into Pakistani showbiz and cinema industry? This is a history you probably never heard. The city of Karachi, Pakistan is known for its bustling life, diversity, and beautiful mosaic of cultures. Today we are uncovering a very fascinating chapter from the history of this city that has been almost completely forgotten. Yes, we are talking about the Bene Israel Jews of Karachi. For a long time, they were an integral part of Karachi's social, political, and cultural life. They supported Pakistan, contributed to nation's development, and left behind a legacy that has been largely forgotten. This community was thriving, forming various organizations and creating a distinct identity for itself in Karachi. Now, a question may arise in your mind. What was their role in the history of Karachi? It is important to understand one key point. Their presence in South Asia spans several centuries. They were neither newcomers nor colonial settlers who arrived at the time when Pakistan was created. Rather, they were a deep and integral part of this region's long history. By the late 19th century, a significant population of Bene Israel Jews existed in Karachi. They did not have a central place for worship, religious education, and social activities. In this regard, the first major step by the Bene Israel community in Karachi was the establishment of a central place that could serve as the hub of their religious, social, and educational life. And that center was the Magain Shalome Synagogue. But calling it merely a place of worship does not fully express its importance. This building was, in fact, the social and cultural center of Jewish life in Karachi, and its history itself reflects the progress of this community. The Magain Shalome Synagogue was built in 1893 by Solomon David Umerdekar, who was a prominent member of Karachi's Bene Israel community. However, just 19 years later, in 1912, it had to be expanded. The reason was that the community was growing rapidly, and its numbers were continuously increasing. The original synagogue was constructed under Solomon David Umerdekar, while his son Gershon later carried out its expansion. In 1916, the Jewish community opened a Hebrew school in the synagogue, and in 1918, the Nathan Abraham Hall was constructed. Outside the synagogue, a central signboard was installed that displayed Magain Shalome Synagogue and Pakistan Bani Israel community, because the area was dominated by a Muslim majority and Urdu-speaking society. Apart from the synagogue, various social organizations were also established that further strengthened the community. Notable among these organizations were the Young Men's Jewish Association, the Karachi Bene Israel Relief Fund, the Karachi Jewish Syndicate, and others. You have already become familiar with the Umerdekar family. Now, let's turn our attention to some other prominent families as well. Abraham Reuben was a notable and influential member of Karachi's Bene Israel Jewish community from the early 20th century. Abraham Reuben established an important youth organization called the Young Men's Jewish Association, whose goal was to promote sports and healthy activities among the young generation. Abraham Reuben himself belonged to a political family. He served in the Karachi Municipal Corporation as a municipal surveyor. In 1927, he established a school in Karachi's Haji Murad Goth area, named the Abraham Reuben School, which still exists today and continues to operate under his name. Despite being a member of Karachi's minority Jewish community, Abraham Reuben won the Karachi Municipal Corporation elections 3 times. He was elected as a councillor of Karachi in 1919, 1936, and 1939. His political success was most likely the result of his strong reputation and outstanding public service to the people of Karachi. As a councillor and political leader, Abraham Reuben maintained cordial political and social ties with the Muslim League, which was then leading the movement for the creation of Pakistan. There's an interesting incident that reflects this relationship. On one occasion, a delegation of Muslim students from Aligarh came to Karachi to meet Quaid-e-Azam, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. As a serving councillor, Abraham Reuben personally came to welcome the delegation. Abraham Reuben passed away in 1939. In 1947, Pakistan came into existence. This historic political and geographical change had affected the Karachi's Jewish community to some extent. Although many Jews chose to leave, a significant and determined number decided to stay in Pakistan. They accepted Pakistan as their homeland and continued to live in Karachi. They pledged their loyalty to this new country and tied their future to it. They were not mere spectators standing on the sidelines of society. They were active and fully integrated citizens. With the creation of Pakistan, the organization of Abraham Rubin, the Young Men's Jewish Association, was renamed the Pakistan Bene Israel Association, and its leadership was taken over by his son, Simon Abraham Rubin. You may not know this remarkable fact. When the founder of Pakistan, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, passed away in 1948, a delegation from Karachi's Bene Israel Jewish community attended his last rituals to pay their respect to the nation's founding leader. As usual, the Jewish community continued to be a part of the social and economic life of Karachi. The Jews worked in government departments, businesses, education, medicine, the military, the railways, municipal institutions, and various private professions. They were fully assimilated into Pakistani society and played a practical role in helping build the new nation. They never considered themselves strangers in this land. Their identity was clear. They were loyal citizens of Pakistan. This sense of belonging is, in many ways, the heart of this entire story. It is a strong testimony to their deep connection and love for this land, which they considered their home. During the 1950s and 1960s, Karachi was a multicultural and relatively liberal city. The Jews, Parsis, Hindus, Christians, and Muslims lived side by side with mutual respect. The Magain Shalome Synagogue of Karachi remained fully active, where the Jewish community gathered for prayers, religious festivals, and community events. They were free to practice their faith without interference. The Jewish community of Karachi was represented by its elected leaders, and during this period, Simon Abraham Rubin was their prominent leader. Rubin maintained regular contact with the government and worked to raise the issues of the community. As a leader of Karachi's Jewish community, Simon Abraham Rubin enjoyed the trust and support of Pakistan's senior leadership. Specifically, Rubin enjoyed the complete backing and support of President Ayub Khan, Pakistan's first martial law administrator, who considered him a close and trusted associate. During the Indo-Pak War of 1965, Simon Abraham Rubin expressed his complete solidarity with the government. His organization even donated ambulances to aid civilians who were injured during this war, and Rubin also visited hospitals himself to inquire about the well-being of wounded soldiers and common citizens. Using his influence within the government institutions, Simon Abraham Rubin also helped secure the release of several Jewish prisoners who had been jailed on false charges of treason and espionage. Simon Abraham Rubin passed away in 1968 in Karachi. Long before television arrived in Pakistan, Karachi was already home to a vibrant entertainment culture that included studios, musical gatherings, stages, and theaters where Muslims and Jews were working side by side. In the early days of the Pakistani film industry, Jews played an active role as artists. Through their talent and dedication, they played a vital role in shaping the Pakistani entertainment industry. Deborah Daniel and Susie Daniel were sisters from Karachi's Bene Israel Jewish community. They were talented singers and cabaret dancers who performed at the famous Roma Shabana Club in Karachi. Their dynamic stage performances fascinated audiences throughout the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s, making them well-known names in the city's entertainment circles. As Pakistan's film industry began to grow, both sisters successfully transitioned from the stage to the silver screen. Deborah Daniel and Susie Daniel not only appeared as an actress, but also contributed as playback singers. If we talk about Deborah, her notable and documented contribution is the song she sang for the 1956 Pakistani film Anokhi. As for Susie Daniel, she also became a renowned film actress and a singer. In 1958, Susie played a leading role in the Sindhi film Parai Zameen, directed by A.G. Mirza. Susie also worked in the Urdu film Lahu Fasane, which was released in 1961. She was a well-known figure in Sindhi and Urdu cinema. Another remarkable name from Karachi's Jewish community was Lily Solomon. Known for her beauty, Lily became a familiar face in local theaters, stage productions, film studios, and cinemas. Beginning her career on the stage, she built a reputation as a graceful dancer and talented actress. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, she appeared in numerous productions, including the popular drama Nizam Saka, earning praise from audiences across the country. As you can see, the story of Karachi's Bene Israel community is not merely a small footnote in history. Rather, it is a powerful tale of integration, identity, and ultimately a great loss. And it compels us to reflect on a difficult but very important question. What do these forgotten histories, which have been pushed into the background with the passage of time, tell us about the people and the stories upon which our cities and our nations were actually built?